agriculture. Even if you were to get maybe
that doesn't
15,
matter.
20 people.
That doesn't matter. Even if it's just one cow, even if it's one cow or one pig or one chicken, it's still one individual that you're using, killing, whatever for something that you don't need. So why is that okay?
Humans are naturally omnivores, number one, and two.
Yeah, that just describes what we've done in the past.
Let's say you have one cow and you slaughtered that yourself. You cared for it, you loved it, and you made sure that it.
You can't care for them and love them and then kill them. That doesn't make any sense.
Are you uncomfortable with death?
That's a weird question. What does that matter?
Are you uncomfortable with death? Are you uncomfortable with the concept that everything dies and gives life to new things?
No, not everything dies. Everything's killed. All these animals are killed at a fraction of their life. That's what I'm uncomfortable with.
That's mass production of, okay, vegan tattoo. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what the actual fuck is wrong with you? Rape has nothing to do with...
How do you think they breed these animals? Imagine being a woman thinking that it's okay to sexually violate other animals for things that you don't even need.
I am very, very violent. I just got done eating a really yummy chicken.
Can somebody block that person? Or report them, actually, because it looked like they were on their parents' account, so report them and hopefully their parents will know that they were doing stupid-ass things with their account. Can you guys hear me now? Over here.
Hello?
What's up, Timmy?
What's up?
You ever thought about being vegan before?
No, I haven't.
Do you think we should respect animals?
Well, what do you mean by respect?
Just like respect their basic right to life?
We do. We give them proper places to live, to feed, to grow.
Yeah, and then we take that away from them for something that we don't need.
Do you expect us to release them all?
No.
What do you expect us to do with them?
Stop breeding them.
And just let them go extinct?
Yeah, basically.
But that's not a good thing in itself. You're forcing an entire populace to go extinct.
Yeah,
so
one that we created.
Or, quote unquote, a human or a soul, a person. Alright, would you want humanity to go extinct?
No, these animals are selectively bred.
You're contradicting yourself. You don't want cows to go extinct either, then.
They're not wild cows. They're like, maybe there could be a couple of them if they, but like,
no,
the mass scale.
They can't live on their own. We have to take care of them.
Right. We should take care of the ones that are here.
If we stop breeding them, they're eventually going to die out.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah, it would. We're causing the extinction of an animal race. What do you mean?
Do you know what drives most of the extinction right now?
Okay, so are you just downplaying that you want extinction of cows?
What are you talking about? These are cows that we created.
You're deflecting. You're deflecting.
I'm not deflecting. We created these cows.
You answered my question. Do you want the extinction of cows?
Yeah, sure. It would be better than breeding them into existence to have miserable lives and then kill them for no reason. They're basically animal slaves. If we,
you don't live like them. Just because the mass produce does do that, it doesn't mean that there are farmers that actually go out there, respect these animals, take care of them, and then eventually eat them.
All right, all the animals, even if they're given a good life for a short period of time, decisions are made in the best interest of whoever's trying to farm them. They want to make more money. They pretend to take care of their cows so they can get more money from exploiting their cows or whatever animal it is. Stop trying to justify horrible things that you are responsible for. What's up, Faith? Are you here? Are you loading?
Yeah, I just want to come on here and say I hope you are successful, and I have to go because my husband just got home with our food.
Is it vegan food?
I think so. We're trying it. I'm unsure.
Okay.
Or something.
Hopefully it is. Thanks for coming up. I appreciate it.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. We need more people like Faith. But don't try it, just do it. It's not that hard. Just order different food. Jack, you're next. Yeah, Timmy, it looks like there's somebody trying to talk to you in the comments there. Why don't you have a conversation with them?
Yummy, yummy hamburger.
Yeah, vegan hamburgers are great.
Meat hamburgers, buddy.
Yeah, vegan meat hamburgers. The lime guy.
Yo.
What's up?
Yo. I mean, I respect being vegan, but I've tried vegan food. It just doesn't taste as good.
Try different vegan food.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was hella mint though.
I've had some that was really shitty too. I agree. Like there's some stuff out there that's not good. So just like try other brands. You'll find some stuff that you like.
I mean, but personally, I'm never gonna not eat meat. I don't care.
So why would you come up? You just came up here to tell me that?
I'm just saying, you know, it's like why don't
You're just saying that you're always gonna exploit animals no matter what, for something that you don't need. You're gonna be violent towards animals, defenseless baby animals that have done nothing to you. Because of the way that you feel, you just feel like, oh, it tastes so good. I'm never gonna stop. I hope you realize that it makes you sound really stupid when you say things like that.
Hello.
What's up, Will?
I'm not vegan, and I don't really, like, I'm fine if someone's vegan, but I just, like, personally never do it. Because I live on a farm.
Are you over
I'm sure
18?
y'all-
You sound kind of young.
What?
Are you over 18 first?
Yeah.
Okay. So you live on a farm. What animals do you exploit there?
We're a dairy farm. We have cows. We drink their milk. We treat them well.
You treat them well. Do you separate the babies from the moms? And
Yeah, but, like, I don't really see how it's, like, that big of a deal. Like, we treat them with care and love, and I feel like...
but you exploit them for their milk.
Yeah, but we provide for them as well.
So why don't you provide for them and not take away their milk? Why don't you let the babies take the
We
milk?
can both benefit from that.
Right, that's the problem. You exploit them for your benefit against their will. That's what exploitation means.
What do you want me to do? Ask them? I can't talk to them.
Right, so if somebody can't consent to something, that means it's an automatic no. That doesn't mean that it's okay to do that.
But like my cows, they're perfectly fine. We make sure they have enough milk, and we take some of the milk, we sell it, and we have some. We also make other products too. So it's benefiting both of us equally.
And what happens when they stop producing milk?
Well, like, but I just don't really see the problem with it. That's all.
You're
So
not
I just-
answering the question.
I don't know. We'll probably
You sell them.
sell them. Yeah, we'll sell them.
Yeah. So they probably get turned into meat.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But that's not really our problem anymore.
So could somebody do that to you? How would you feel if somebody was exploiting you for your body? What if you found out tomorrow, like,
Well, I'm not a cow.
what if you found out tomorrow that
I'm not a cow.
you've actually been being farmed this whole time, and they gave you, you know, your however many years to go do whatever you want, live your life however you want, but tomorrow's your day to be sold, and you're going to be turned into a sandwich. How would you feel about that? we're gonna move on. I don't know what happened to him. He just stopped talking. Maybe somebody muted him and he didn't realize he was muted, but yeah, I would hope that you would say, no, don't turn me into a sandwich. I want to continue to live. Guess what? There's other animals feel the same way. Do you have a dog or a cat or another animal that you care for? I wonder if you've had any cows. What was the last guy's name? Will. I wonder if Will had any cows at the farm where they like made a connection with, and they decided that they weren't going to kill them, you know, and they just like cared for them longer in their life. They're all individuals, whether like you can have a relationship with them or, you know, if they're. I always get this shit all over me. They're all individuals and they all deserve to just live their life. We shouldn't be taking it away from them. Thanks, Ben. Omar. George is first. Omar, you.
I'll let him talk first.
George, are you over 18? You sound young. Alright, goodbye, George. Omar, what's up?
So, you live in a house, right?
I do live in a room.
What?
I live in a house. I live in a room in a house. I'm in a room in a house right now. I have AC running. I just got a bottle of water out of the fridge. We have a refrigerator, you know. It's pretty nice. You know what else you can do? Go to a grocery store. You can buy a bunch of plants. You can put them in your refrigerator. And you don't have to exploit any animals. How do you feel about that, Tina?
I mean, I grew up on a farm. We didn't force the animals to do anything. We ate them.
Oh, so you forced them to be food. How old are you?
18.
You forced them into a slaughterhouse, and then you chopped them up into little pieces. How's that not forcing them to do anything?
We didn't force them to do anything.
So if I didn't force you into a slaughterhouse and then chopped you up for a sandwich, that would be okay?
I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do.
Like somebody just tricked you.
I'm just not vegan.
It's not about supporting me, it's about supporting the animals.
I mean, that's what they're here for. They're here for us to use and.
Well, what if women were just here for us to use? You know that's how men thought back in the day? Women were just here to be used. White people thought black people were here to just be used. There's a bunch of other races that used to just use other people. You don't see some similarities there?
Who? What?
Yeah, what?
That's slavery, but okay.
Yeah, you don't think these animals are enslaved? Literally,
Okay, well, what I was going to come up here and ask was, when did you become vegan?
almost 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
What was your, what changed your mind?
My cat died. I saw my cat suffering and dying, and I realized that I'm paying for other animals to go through the same thing, except worse.
So, do you have a pet now?
Yeah, I've rescued dogs.
So, isn't that holding them captive and doing the exact same thing that we're doing to the rest of the animals?
I'm not going to turn my dogs into a sandwich.
But could they be living a better life?
I mean, possibly, but I make decisions in their best interest, right? It's not like I'm gonna...
Yeah, okay, so how I see it is if the chickens, let's say the chickens, they don't have a rooster and they're laying eggs. So we're using the eggs. There's nothing living in the egg.
Are you talking about your farm? Do you
Yeah.
do this in your house?
Yes, I do this in my house. We don't have a rooster
Okay.
because in the city, we're not allowed to have roosters. But we're
So,
allowed to have hens.
so you use these birds for their eggs. Where did you buy them from?
I hatched them whenever I was in high school. And
So where did you get them from? That doesn't really answer the question. Where did they come from?
oh, okay. So my school, what they did was they got them from a farm.
Okay, so you got the female birds. Were there male birds too?
Yes.
And what
But
happened
now
to
how
the?
they're living is they don't have a rooster.
What happened to the male chicks?
The male chicks, I'm assuming eggs that are being fertilized at their farm.
I didn't hear that because you left the app for a second. What did you say? Or you got a notification or something? I couldn't hear it all.
Oh, sorry. I'm assuming that they're still roaming since we got the fertilized eggs.
Okay, how long have you had the chickens?
A few years.
What are you gonna do with them when they stop giving you eggs?
Well, they're meat birds.
So how's that fair to them?
Well, they serve a purpose.
A purpose that you gave them.
The purpose that they're here for.
That you
Just
gave
like
them.
it, just like out in the wild, another animal. Shoot, another animal will come and eat them, right? Snakes will eat eggs.
Okay,
Snakes will eat baby chicks.
you're not a snake.
Dogs will eat chickens. Cats will eat chickens. Birds will eat chickens.
Okay, you're not a dog or a cat or a bird. What are you? I'm talking to a human, right? Alright, yeah, we're gonna move on. She just dropped. I guess you got a phone call. Stop looking at animals and what they do and try to defend your actions because other animals do it. That's a ridiculous argument. Brain dead. I hope you're not brain dead.
I mean, look, I'm not going to come up here and say I'm not violent. I know me killing deer.
Ben did not even want to let you finish that sentence. I was kind of interested in what he was going to say, but he did have kind of a funny attitude. Look, Joseph, are you vegan or are you violent?
By your definition, I consider myself violent. But hello, it's nice to meet you.
No, it's nice to meet you too. So
Thank you.
how do you feel about the prompt though? You know, obviously it's just to grab people's attention.
Yeah, for
When
sure.
when you buy those products that have animal exploitation behind them, you understand how that is violent in a way, right?
Yeah, for sure. And that's actually because I ride the middle line because I do believe that, you know, poultry or beef or pork or things like this, you know, are a part of our diet, right? But at the same time, I do think that there can be like better conditions for the animals until it's time for them to like meet their purpose, like maybe treated like more humanely. But at the end of the day, I mean, I am an omnivore.
Okay, omnivore is descriptive. It's a word to explain how we've lived in the past. It doesn't mean that that's
Yeah.
what you have to do in the future, right?
No, I'm saying myself as a person. I practice as an omnivore.
Sure. Okay.
Not saying
So
like humans as a species are like have to be inherently omnivorous.
what was
I was
the?
like,
I understand. What was the other thing you said?
yeah, just there's definitely more humane ways to go about it, like the living
Yeah.
conditions.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, imagine if you were being used for your body or for whatever. Would it be better if they like treated you better, or would it be better if they just like weren't keeping you hostage anyway? Like,
So is it okay if I answer your question just a tiny bit indirectly? Like it'll make sense, but
yeah,
I'll be
go
a
ahead.
little bit of a tangent. So it's like when I pass, I do plan to have like my body like repurposed to decompose and be planted as like a tree and like basically give back to the world that I lived on for so long. So in a similar sense, I think the animals should be treated more humanely. But like when it is their time to become harvested and their end of life, they just become another part of the life cycle. So that's my view of it, and I hope to be treated the same way.
Okay. I mean, I don't disagree with you there. When an animal dies, then yeah, maybe bury them in the ground, and the earth can consume them back or whatever.
Or even in my view, even harvest them for the meats and proteins and such. That.
Well, why would you do that? Why would you do that? You wouldn't do that like with your companion pets. You wouldn't do that with your grandma, right?
Right. Yeah, and I guess I differentiate with companion pets versus, and I've seen the signs before too. You make a good point. Like I looked this like the signs of like when do you draw the line of like just when an animal's cute enough to not eat, right? So like dogs and cats, obviously, bunnies, but when it gets to cow or pigs and stuff, that's when we start. But for myself, it's just it's part of life. It's the way it's always been. It's the way I continue to keep living. If something changes, like on a large scale, would I conform? Probably, but
so why don't
I don't see a need to.
So you're gonna keep victimizing animals as long as everybody else is doing it? You're just a follower?
I mean, it's just a part of the human diet, right? And I'm in the human species, like the human genome, so
It's not part of my diet.
I mean, but you are the exception rather than the expectation, right?
What does that matter?
Because humans, as a genome, as a species, we're omnivores, whereas
Yeah, but we already talked about that. That's just like descriptive. That doesn't mean that you have to do that. I know people that have been vegan for decades and decades, like practically their entire lives.
Yeah, so like as you choose to live like more herbivorous, like we're not herbivores as like a species or a genome. You just choose to practice that.
Right. So, I mean, it sounds like you want to kind of care for animals, but with your actions you're not. So, like, what's stopping you from being vegan?
Part of the diet. I mean, I enjoy the way they taste. I enjoy the quick, easy sources of protein. I've tried plant-based proteins and stuff and substitutions in the past, but ultimately, I just find that meat works better for myself. But
if you could have the same taste and the same nutrition, then would you choose the plant-based options over an animal-based option?
That's a really good question because I thought about that myself, and I was like, how else, or like, how should I experiment? So, I've tried like the Impossible burgers and stuff like the Impossible Whopper or whatever it is, and that was probably not the greatest sample group just because it's probably not the best quality coming from Burger King like anyway. But I just didn't enjoy it near as much as I would a beef patty.
Yeah, I personally like the Beyond Burgers better.
Really?
Yeah, but there's
Do you
other.
have a good recommendation on one that I could try that's not like from Burger King?
Yeah, go get the Beyond Burgers yourself. I'll get the patties. They're kind of thick patties, but I'll take one patty and I'll thaw them first because they're frozen, right? So I thaw them first, and then I take one of those thick patties and I split them into two patties and I smash them down. And you can make like smash burgers with the Beyond Burgers.
Gotcha.
I use chow cheese. I really like that. There's some plant-based cheeses that really suck. Chow cheese is my favorite one though. That one's really good. I always recommend that. Try different ones because some you'll like, some you won't like. You know.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not opposed to trying it. You know, if I find something that I like and works for me, you know, like obviously, if I can avoid being, I guess, what could be perceived as malicious in any way, sure. But as of now, like, I don't feel like I need to, and then, you know, it's hard to step away from like the comfort of the meat-based diet and stuff. It's just what I've known forever. It's what I practice. It's what's natural to me. You know, I go and pick up a ground round at the grocery store or a pack of breast or something. It's just easy.
Yeah, every time you're choosing those products, you're paying for them to force more animals into the slaughterhouse. So remember that. You can go to this site here.
You know, I think it would take like widespread change though to even stop. Like even if I decided tomorrow that I'm never gonna touch meat again, it doesn't make a difference in like the production of anything unless, you know, as a collective, we have to decide that, right? So
Yeah,
like,
you make a pretty big impact yourself. I just shared a link in the or a site in the comments there. You can go check it out. It's pretty interesting. It shows how many animals are exploited for one person in different countries in the next year. So if you don't go vegan now, you're going to be responsible for about that many animals.
Yeah, I'll check that out for sure, man. And then I did have a quick question as far as like how far you go to, you know, oppose violence and live like a vegan lifestyle. Like, is that even like in the, like what's a good example? Like clothing and stuff, like leather, things like that. So I assume that you're like on a pretty much like cloth based.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm wearing cotton right now. I mean, most people wear cotton. So vegan.
I mean, like, do leather boots, like you see leather boots out in public and you're like, wow, that's an animal that could be alive today, had this person not.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it came from an animal, of course, yeah, it was a living being that was turned into a product. It was horrible. Veganism is an ethical principle to reject the exploitation of sentient beings. Therefore, we follow a plant-based diet. You can eat a plant-based diet and not be vegan, right? But you can't be vegan and not follow a plant-based diet. And
right.
You can't be vegan and wear a leather jacket that's made from a cow, you know, or leather boots or whatever. You know, if you're vegan, then you're gonna buy cruelty-free stuff that's not tested on animals. Yeah, so it's just like every time you buy something, you just try to get a vegan version. It's not that hard.
I got you. And as far as like the cost effectiveness as well, like, I imagine like makeup, for example, would be one of those. And of course, it's not like a daily essential. It's just something that's easy to kind of pick apart. But I imagine that, you know, non-animal cruelty, like vegan-based makeup products or something, are far more expensive than.
I mean, I don't wear makeup. I don't know personally.
Right.
There are vegan makeup brands where the whole brand is vegan. I don't think they're that much more expensive. I think they're probably pretty competitive. Maybe when they first came out, they were more expensive, but now I think there's so much competition. I think it's driven that price down. So it's probably pretty comparable.
Right.
So
and then
the only
there's
difference.
a couple other arguments I've heard on the point too. So I'll just rapid fire both of them, and I'll let you tackle whichever. But one is like the difference in sentience between like the human species and genome versus animals and stuff. So I'm sure you have something prepared for that, because I imagine that's what most people go to. And then the other thing is what was it? Oh yeah, so obviously like with the plant-based diet, obviously if everybody were to convert to that as like a collective, you know, it lead to the harvesting of like more agriculture, right? Which is essentially destroying habitats and in turn directly affecting those same animals. So is it like a more indirect approach? Is that like where the line's kind of drawn, or is there ways that they're going about preventing that?
So with sentience, there isn't really different levels of sentience. Either you're sentient or you're not sentient. There's animals that are sapient, and then animals that are not, that like can't. You know, there's different levels of sapience, I guess, but not exactly sentience. Like there's new studies out now that like crabs and lobsters and some animals like that are sentient, and when previously we weren't really sure. So, was it in the UK? I think they don't allow boiling lobsters alive anymore. Like they have to be.
Right, that's something I also agree with. I feel like that's pointless.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, even with other animals that like we don't really know if they're sentient or not, you don't have to eat them, so probably don't eat them. You know.
Yeah.
And then with the land use, if we stopped farming animals and we didn't have to feed all these animals, like almost 100 billion animals, and actually a lot of the fish too, probably like 1 trillion fish is being farmed, and a lot of crops are actually grown to feed fish also. If we didn't have all those animals, we would actually need to grow less crops. So
Well, the idea is like with the veganism, like we'd still have those animals. We're just not harvesting them for the byproducts. Right?
yeah, the idea is to stop breeding them, so the populations would slowly go down. Like, yeah, we still would need to care for some of them for like 20 years. I mean, some of the, you know, in 20 years, most of those animals would be gone anyway. So 20 years, we would be able to save, it's basically the size of Africa. We would have the whole continent of Africa. We would be able to like rewild, and we would have that much more space.
I gotcha. And then as far as like the not large corporations, obviously, because I'm not a huge fan of large corporations. But like, let's say local farmers and stuff, for example. Obviously, that would like directly affect like their way of life. You know what I mean? So it's like.
Yeah, they can change.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about a lot of times like 13 generations of farmers. You know, it's all they've known.
Mm-hmm.
They've learned that since they were young, and it's like how they make their living.
Yeah, well, they can just do something else, grow other things, grow more plants. A lot of them already grow plants anyway, so just grow more plants, grow a bigger variety of plants.
Well, typically, and this is like, I guess this is like kind of a misconception, but a lot of farmers focus on like one thing. So it's like, whereas some do crops, others do solely cattle or solely, you know, pork or so on. So it's like, it's not like they were like, okay, well, we'll just stop with the cows and stop with the pigs, and we'll just switch entirely to crops now. Because like most of them are, like there's obviously different types of farms, and very, very few participate in like vegetation and like agriculture, and then also like cattle and stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, that's fine. The ones that have animals, if they want to continue to have animals, they can just turn into a sanctuary and just let the ones that they have live the rest of their life.
Yeah, it's just I feel like it's more difficult than that. Right? It's like we talk about like AI and stuff coming for jobs, and like it's a real fear for everyone. So it's like
Yeah, AI is gonna take way more jobs than switching farmers to other products.
Yeah, it's just, you know, I mean, I can't count, like, I mean, America's just like essentially built on farmers, right? Which obviously large corporations and stuff run a lot of things now.
It's unfortunate. The animals deserve better. America was also built on slavery of other humans, and we turned that around, didn't we?
Yeah, well, that's almost every country like in existence ever.
Yeah.
I don't think, and like that gets like an exclusively like an America rap, but that's like literally almost every country.
Yeah. We can change. That's what we're good at doing. Humans adapt.
So, in your view, I mean, what's the timeline expectation on, you know, say that like-minded individuals to yourself were put in positions of power to, you know, push forward legislation and stuff, like what's the timeline look like ideally?
As soon as possible. I don't really know exactly where. There's about around 2% vegans maybe. I think if we can get most of the 2% of vegans, which is like 150 million vegans, if we can get 100 million vegan activists, and we can turn, you know, another 2 or 3% of the population vegan and choosing those products and speaking up for the animals, eventually it'll just grow exponentially, like any other injustice, any other justice movement like that. That's generally what happens. Somewhere between like 5 and 10%. It just becomes so visible that, you know, it will affect. It basically will affect the rest of the world. So, I don't know, things in the next, and there's a lot of technology coming out too. I think things could really start to change pretty drastically in the next like 10 years.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you having me up and having a good conversation. I know a lot of these like forum-based lives are simply like engagement-based a lot of times, and the person just wants to yell and mute anybody with opposing views. I appreciate you granting me some hospitality and hearing me out.
It was nice talking to you. Well, you go to Animal Justice and do the ethical reflection challenge. It's 21 days of you like a short paragraph about a certain topic, a certain animal, how some of the animals are exploited. There's videos you can watch. It'll ask you a few questions, and after you answer the questions, it unlocks the next day. So you have to answer the questions to continue. But it's just to get you to think a little bit. Any questions that you have, you can probably find answers somewhere on that site, or there's a chat page. You can just chat with other people and ask your questions in there, okay?
Sweet, man. Thank you again.
Yeah, thanks.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. Alright, let's do one more person. One more conversation. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, boss?
How you doing?
I'm doing alright. I guess, yeah, between the two, I don't know. So like what I do for work aligns with being vegan, except I don't see it as ethically wrong to hunt. So that's kind of where I lie.
What do you do for work?
Yeah, I work for the Dyke Advisory Group. I do anti-poaching and specialized security contract work in Mozambique and northern South Africa.
Oh, we talked before.
Yeah. I think we have. I had a little bit more of like maybe a point to make and questions. I was curious about your response.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Well, okay, so like, a huge like driver and motivation that I had growing up to do the line of work that I am doing currently, it was Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
And what, you know, obviously he loved wildlife and he loved animals, had the utmost respect for all living beings, right? Like that's something that's just widely known, and you know, I don't think it was just a TV persona. He made a very good point and could prove it. Just using Australia as an example, he proved that massive crop farms damaged ecosystems more than cattle ranching. And that's something that like I kind of like, because hear me out, like I understand that I am privileged my time here in the United States, when I'm back, I'm very privileged and I could choose to go consume plant-based foods. I'm not against that either. Like, yes, I'm feeding, by buying meat from the grocery store, I am feeding massive corporations that abuse, assault, molest animals, right? Like, that is a known fact. But the necessity of me consuming meat while being in Africa, we don't have access to a grocery store at all times. So, yes, sometimes, majority of the time, we're consuming meat that we've hunted. And like, in that same breath, I see where Steve Irwin's coming from. If you have a well-regulated cattle ranch that would cause less damage to the ecosystem, as opposed to a massive crop field, I would choose a well-regulated cattle ranch.
Okay, but you know that, like, those crop fields are to feed the cattle, though, right?
Not specifically, because a lot of it was beets and sweet corn. It's not feed corn, and that was like a key thing he talked about, was that like they weren't being used for cattle production. A lot of the cattle that he was talking about were free range. They were on a ranch. They grazed as they pleased, so there wasn't a need for constant feed, as opposed to a factory style slaughterhouse and massive American farms, right? Yes, though they're using like feed corn, they're using different types of soy mixtures, right? Like it is primarily what a lot of corn grown in like Iowa is used for. But you know, like I said, I'm against that, but I'm not against like, you know, specifically what he's talking about.
So why are you against that though? Like when you have all the cows crammed in one little area, it's probably better for the environment.
Not necessarily, because you got to think, at one point cows were wild, right? Like there's species. So like when I've encountered Cape buffalo in the Van Nuys National Park, like there's thousands and thousands of them, right? And the Van Nuys National Park is absolutely thriving. As a matter of fact, we've reintegrated the blue wildebeest. Tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of wildebeest stamp and trample all around the preserve. So like, I mean, it's a yes and no type of a deal where like, yeah, if we were to get to a position where like cows were wild again, I mean, nature has a cool way of like recouping and remembering what things were, and things would revert to just how it was before.
Yeah. So if you have other options, then what justifies going out and hunting an animal? We're still even if it's a cow on a certain farm or whatever, it's better for the environment. You're still exploiting that individual, right?
See, I guess to me, hunting, right? I'm more. How do I want to say this? I'm more of a like ecological realist when it comes to like hunting. So, first and foremost, do you agree that like we're animals?
Yeah.
I mean, and this is like, I'm not telling you what you should believe here, but like for me, in my own personal opinion, I kind of think that like, you know, in terms of hunting, it just follows suit with the rest of the animal kingdom.
So that's kind of like just an appeal to nature. But we do everything that we can to remove ourselves from nature. So why would you want to just choose one thing in nature and try to mimic that? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because like as a society, we definitely have like tried our hardest to remove ourselves from nature. Like we have sophistication, millennia ahead of any other creature that could think of evolving, right? Like I understand that, but for me personally, right, I try to go the other way. I try to be in nature as much as possible, and me choosing the career path I did, I have the privilege to do so, and so like that's something that I personally hold dear, is that I absolutely love nature. I have such a strong admiration for animals that I am willing to jeopardize my safety and well-being, and I've done so like I honestly at this point probably hundreds of times, right? Like I mean, there's that, right? So like I don't want to ever lose that aspect of nature, and I feel like if we can 100% eliminate nature how it is from society, the consequences are not in our favor. I kind of have that understanding.
So like, why is poaching wrong? I think we talked about all this last time. Like, why do you think poaching's wrong? Because like people are doing it like as a sport.
Sport. It's for like usually the poaching, the type of poaching that I deal with is a lot of like large animals that are endangered, right? So
Yeah.
For an example, like the rhinoceros, what the fuck is it? Not the black rhinoceros, but it was a specific type of rhinoceros that was known to be endangered. They would take the horns and use it for nothing else besides trophies and currency in some like areas in other countries, especially like black market. So like, not only are you exploiting that animal in ways that aren't even beneficial a little bit, right? Because if you consume that animal, you're using it as a source for fuel, but that's still beyond that, right? Like, it's still bad. Now you're using that animal to kind of catapult the issue of the black market and trafficking and illicit substance distribution, right? Like, it's become more than the issue of poaching, and that's like the angle that I really seek to destroy is just that in itself. It's like poaching is more than just unaliving that animal. You are creating issues that extend worldwide, that like quintuple every single time, every angle you look at it. You know what I mean? It's a very complex thing when you like truly break it down.
That's like all animal exploitation, though. It's the same thing. It's just like
When you say
legalized
exploitation. That's just my curiosity. Is like, what do you mean by exploitation?
Well, you just described it. What they do to those animals. There's rhinos. That's exploitation.
Right. Well, so first and foremost, like if I were to say that, you know, like here's just a real example. If there was a school south of a town called Pemba, and part of my job is securing supply routes, and so like, you know, we'd have a team that would patrol these routes. We would know when like a delivery was coming in. We would escort them into the town because, you know, there's a significant threat of them being raided. And, you know, like part of that is that a lot of times we can't get to the trucks before they're raided. So the school system in the town of Pemba, they're unable to have a constant income of resources and food for their children, like for the school, right? So another aspect of our job is that, well, these kids need to eat. These people need to eat. So we'll go and hunt. And what we get, we give to the children. We give to the school district anyways, right? And throughout the community, they'll distribute what's left over, etc. Like, not much at all goes to waste. So, like, to me, that's not exploiting per se. It's more so morally justified because I'm not allowing children to starve. You get what I'm saying? Whereas, like, if I go out for nefarious reasons to unalive a rhinoceros that I know is endangered, and that the only reason I want it is for its horns, because they have intrinsic value to something that's far beyond evil. Like, why would, I mean, that's exploitation, right? Like, to me, that is. But simply hunting, following the ecological norms isn't exploitation.
So just like you said, it can be justifiable if you're hunting an animal and that's the only way that you can eat, right? But is that really the only option that you have? Like, are you also trying to implement like some type of like farming of plants there, so you have something that's more sustainable without going out and killing animals? Like, are you doing everything else that you can do first, or are you guys
in
just like?
Mozambique, it's a little tricky because they have they have the potential to have a high yield for crops, but due to like the current economy and the situation that they're in, they almost always produce a very, very low yield that isn't sustainable for the country. And that's for the entirety of Mozambique, not just certain regions like Cabo Delgado near Palma, where, you know, like there's a little bit more sophisticated infrastructure. But like to be able to consistently and reliably use crop farming as a source of nutrient and resource, it is currently impossible. Now, like when I'm in the States, yes, it is very possible for me to go to the grocery store and buy purely plant-based, food, like have meal replacements for meat, which I do now. I see it as that. Like, yes, I don't like the massive farms in California where it's like almost 5,000 head of cattle aren't alive today. That's beyond treacherous. But like when I'm back in Africa, it is a completely different world that I think we are privileged to have what we have here. We're able to be truly vegan, but in my experience over there, you're not able to.
Yeah, something that's interesting that I've learned is also in Africa. Most of the countries out in Africa, they actually exploit the least amount of animals compared to like the U.S. or places in Europe or in other places in Asia. And so like these people in these situations where they have to eat some animals to survive, like they exploit, they kill, they use the least amount of animals. So it's I just think that's kind of interesting to me. But as long as that's like your last option, like you should be trying to do everything that you can to avoid killing animals, right? Even if you're just going out and you're hunting one animal, even if you have to, like that's your last option, like you should probably feel bad about doing that. I think most people would. If you can go to a grocery store, you can buy plants, buy a bunch at one time so you only have to go once. Get a big freezer and freeze all your stuff so you can store it longer. Like these are things that some people should probably do in places where it's harder to be vegan, right? But like if you're doing everything that you can to be vegan, but it's just not, it's you just like you can't survive without consuming an animal at some point. Like I would almost say you're still vegan, you know what I mean? Because veganism is rejecting exploitation as far as practicable. So like that means, it means doing the best that you can. It should be your last resort.
No, dude. Like I actually appreciate that because like it is like a conflicting thing in my mind. Like switching back. Like when I've been here in the States again for about a year. In 4 months, I'm gonna be gearing up to go back, sign another contract, and be out there probably for another 4 years. So like it is something to be said when if you are put in a situation, and it's just reality. Like I mean, like consuming pure plant-based diets isn't always going to be obtainable, and that's something that I think I wish a lot of people realize. But nonetheless, like there is no excuse for when you do have the option. Understand that the animals that you're that you're buying from the grocery stores are likely coming from one of those massive, dirty, should be illegal factory-style slaughterhouses that do not care about animals, right? Like I will always get behind that. It's just
even the small farms
push
though.
back within myself. Talking about hunting.
Yeah, even the small farms though, where it's just like a couple animals, Like, even if they give them a better life for part of their life, they're still gonna send them to a slaughterhouse, you know? And they could just keep them their whole life and take care of them. They just see them as like an investment or like a, a product, and they're not actually considering that individual.
Right. Yeah. Well, all right, man. Look, I think we agree on probably mostly everything.
Yeah.
You're a like-minded individual. I'll advocate for it, man. If you ever find a wild inspiration, man, look into some like contract work you can do abroad. It's very life-changing for sure.
Yeah, I might look into that. I appreciate you coming up and talking again. I gotta get going.
Yeah, for sure. Take it easy, brother.
See ya. There are several people that want to request up. I have to go. I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for the like. Yeah, I hope he comes back. I forget his name. I should have asked him what his name was. I probably have it in my notes, but I'm not home. Hopefully he comes back up. We can talk again. But yeah, sign up for Animal Justice 21 if you're curious about veganism. If you think that we should respect animals. If you want to learn what veganism really means, the ethics behind veganism, that's like a great resource. I'm gonna probably keep streaming on YouTube if you want to continue. I can interact with the comments on YouTube, but I'm gonna end TikTok. So come over to YouTube. TikTok's probably not gonna like me saying that, but I'm ending anyway. See ya. $664 viewers, almost 666. 4 new followers. Oh wait, here it says 666 views. We got 666 views on the video today. Wait, can I show you? Why can't I take this off? Look, that's pretty funny. $666 views. We got more comments than views. Alright, how am I gonna do this? I have to go, so I'm gonna pack my stuff up and go. I need to charge my phone though, my phone's dying. This is dead. I don't know what I'm gonna do. We're just gonna have to charge it once I get up there. So yeah, damn, there's not even anybody here on YouTube. It's only 3 people. Is there only 3 people here? What's up, Brett? What's up, Mel? Who's still here? Oh no, it says 5. Show yourself. Who's on the YouTubes? I need to get another bag or something. I can't fit my stuff in here. It's crazy. Craziness. Where's my hat? Coops. Now it says 6. Yeah, what did you guys think about the TikTok stream today? Got up to like 50 viewers when I first started, which is a lot. And then it just started going down, so I think it was a good time to just a good hour-long stream. Looks good out here. What's up, Axel? It's going up now. Now we got like over 10. I thought they were like in the yard. There's people. Gotta go catch the bus. Was trying to get it earlier and I missed the bus. Just running a little late. Out here. And then I could do the stream for an hour, so. Yo, what's up, Lori? Yeah, a couple good conversations towards the end. It took a little while. There was a lot of kids also at the beginning. It was talked to the one guy who is against poaching. He's got a very different different experience than most people that I talk to, you know. Oh, sorry. Just realized my light was on. I was trying to turn my light off. I still don't know. I'm not used to the buttons on here. Had a couple good conversations, so. You know, I just wonder if in that area, I forget the place he was talking about with the school, and they go out and they hunt to feed the kids in that area. Like, do they just hunt because it's cheap and it's easy, or is it really the last resort option is to go out and kill some animals? Like, I kind of feel like there might be other things that they could do. It might cost more money, or they might have to like change a lot of things. It might be like really different. But like, what if you go out to kill some animals? What if you go out to hunt and you don't get any animals? Guy just speeds past don't get any animals? Like, are the kids gonna starve? I don't know. Don't like being this close to the truck. Yeah, less than 1%. Yeah, like he said, he's in the middle of nowhere in South Africa, like fighting against the poachers. I don't know. I feel like there's other things. That could happen. He was talking about when like the shipments come in with food, they rob them. Like there's groups of people that like rob the trucks that are coming to feed the people. So I guess, is it like when that happens, then they go out and they hunt animals because like they don't have any other food? I don't know. I feel like they should just store more food to the point where if that does happen and one of like the transports gets stolen, they can survive until the next one, you know, without going out and killing animals. He made it. Alright, I got 10 minutes. Where do they get toilet paper? Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, they get shipments in every so often, but they get robbed. So if their shipment gets robbed and they get no toilet paper, do they go out and just like find some leaves, use some leaves? Wiping your butt is gay. That's funny. Yeah, like it's his job to go out there and stop them from getting robbed. But he says he doesn't get there all the time. Like a lot of times they show up after they were robbed, which kind of sucks. There's plastic in your glasses. Oh no. Plastic used to be an animal. Like, people were saying some dumb shit. Isn't that in Chip Stream? They need to instead of just like transport trucks, they need to just drop food off with drones. Just fly a drone over and drop the food off. Just like come right down. Can't park there. What is this dumbass doing? Look. Are they trying to make a U-turn? Just go down the street and make a fucking right. That is so illegal. They're gonna cause a fucking accident. Don't do that. That's so dumb. I hate people that can't drive. Watching that person do that just gave me a headache. Yeah, we could easily feed these people if everyone else went vegan. Yeah, 5 million people. $5 million people, it's like just a drop in the bucket. He said they could grow plants. What was his reason? Like, he said they could grow plants, but they don't yield that much. I'm not sure. I can't remember things sometimes. I don't know how to explain that. They need to just grow more plants. Obviously, you're not gonna be able to harvest them, you know, very quickly, but yeah, taking the life faster than it can reproduce. That's a good question. I wish I had actually I can put it in here. Wish I had my notes. I have notes on my conversations, and then I put questions to ask people if they come back up. Oh, the bus is here. They're early. Hey, you dropped something. Alright, hold on, I'll be right back. Yeah, stores throwing their food away. That does suck. Yeah, Neil, that's crazy. Got my little battery. I was charging it up with my solar panels earlier. Solar panel. Now I'm charging my phone. What he told me earlier. They're going to announce the teams for the march. I think tomorrow. He told me there's about 300 people that are going to be part of the march. So that's pretty cool. That's a lot of people. I wonder how many people signed up to do the whole thing. Probably not that many. I think there's 15 teams. I think he said 15 teams. Supposed to have like 27 people on my team. I'm gonna have the largest team. You don't have to buy bottled water. Yeah, I mean, I could just use water out of the faucet, but it's probably not the best. We have bottled water in the rentals for all the guests to come. We would normally put a couple in the fridge every time somebody stays. Got suntan lotion all in my hair. I need to ask about water. Are they just gonna have like thousands of bottles of water for the march? Or are they gonna do like big jugs that they can refill? I have a headache. I don't know why I have a headache today. It's bothering me. It's out in the sun too long. It cooks my brain. Big jugs. Yeah, I've been drinking my Huels. I don't know how many I drank. A bunch. So you don't want to drink more than 5 or 6 at most, because that gives you like, what, 400% the selenium that you need in a day, and your body does not do well if you drink or if you consume more than like 400%. Like upper limit if you do it for a long period of time. So I definitely need to figure out other things. I think I'm gonna do like the peanut butter and tortillas. It's like a hiking trick when people go and they hike long distances, they take tortillas and peanut butter and then they eat that. So I'll probably do that for a lot of my nutrition, and then drink, I'll drink a couple of Huels. Maybe I'll do like 4 of these, and then the peanut butter with the tortillas. I reached out to a couple, and the Soylents. The Soylents might be better too, because they're a little bit more even with nutrition. So Jason gave me a coupon for them, so I'm gonna get some of them, and then I gotta figure out exactly how I'm gonna bring things, because I don't want to like carry too much stuff on me, so I might mail stuff to myself. I gotta find post offices like on the route, and then I'm gonna mail stuff to myself to the post offices for me to pick up on the way. That way I don't have to carry everything with me, and I can get stuff at certain like checkpoints.
Isn't this the Amber Gettysburg one?
There's been an accident down on York Street.
Oh, I'm sure.
Go up, come out, over, by Walmart, and get away.
Sorry.
Yep, no problem. Oh, I was like,
Golden. Nice.
nothing worse than thinking you got on the wrong bus and here you got to be somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I just got the skin of my teeth. Got by the accident scene, and I mean, that's a dangerous section anyhow. In and out of Domino's, that alleyway there on the street. The
Got it.
driver was just nice, but I didn't see anybody else.
Bunch of good
Food cards. Or if we could put a pie box there. I gotta go. Gotta get home and clean that room out. I still have some trash bags in there, some of the furniture I gotta move out and try to get it all out of there today. And then I can start cleaning the carpet. I took a little break. Working on that. I saw one mouse in there. One mouse in there yesterday. Oh, there's a grocery store right here. Going a different way today because there was a accident. Really bumpy. I saw the picture. Are you selling that veg at the farmer's market? Nice. I really want to set up my microgreen stuff again. I missed this whole year because of the puppies. If I didn't have the puppies, I'd be able to finish. Actually, you know what? Maybe I can. Maybe I should just make more room in the basement and finish those other kennel spaces. I don't know. There's not really that much room. But if I didn't have all the puppies, then I would have finished those kennel spaces, and I would have been able to move all the dogs downstairs. And I'd have that room back. And I could do all my microgreen stuff. Nilf, you can say whatever you want here. Unless you're threatening somebody, I really don't care what people say. feel like it's kind of hard to be vegan and then be racist because we understand that it just doesn't really make any sense. I checked my steps yesterday. I got a lot of steps in yesterday. I'll probably get a lot in today too. I don't know if I hit 15,000. I think I might have. I had to be close. If I didn't get 15,000, I had to be really close. Now I kind of want to check. I'll be right back. Pull my other phone away. Let's look.
I don't think there's anybody in it.
Now approaching Gateway Gettysburg.
Let's see what I'm at so far today. Damn, I'm not even at 10,000 yet. I took about 100 steps today, so I'm halfway. Yesterday. Damn, I did not get 15,000. I got 11,000 steps yesterday. That's not close. I thought I would be a lot closer. I thought I was going to have at least over 13,000. I did charge my ring twice. Maybe I'll get there today. Maybe walking back and forth, trying to clean out that whole room. Yeah, possible, but unlikely. I mean, anything's possible. Yeah, I don't know any racist vegans. definitely a lot of vegans that just don't like humans in general, which I think I'm one of them. Humans suck. Humans are the worst. I hate all races equally. Fascist vegan. That's interesting. A fascist vegan. Do you know any fascist vegans? People call the vegan teachers racist all the time.
All right, man. Thank you. You have a good evening.
Keep going. Man, fuck this place. You can always tell when it's a different bus driver because it's like I'm like getting thrown around. This is the feed place. That's why there's so many feed trucks all the time. They're all going here. Filling up, going out to the farms.
Headphones or earbuds are required for all audio from personal devices. Se requieren auriculares o audífonos para todo el audio de dispositivos personales.
So I sent a bunch of emails to like the governor and other representatives in Pennsylvania about the slaughterhouse getting funding. I'm waiting for responses. I went back through, you guys might have seen some of the shorts that I posted. I went back through and I cut out a couple of things like those. And used some of the old ones that I had, and some of the old pictures that I've taken. And I put together a whole like file of different clips and pictures from the past year of me going to the slaughterhouse. All the horrible shit that I've seen. Got notified of for some grants that are active. They're just starting for like next year, so I need to start applying for different grants for the different projects. Maybe we can get some funding to help grow. Some money from the government. Sometime soon. Make sure I got all my stuff that I want to take with me for the march. I'm going to be camping a lot. The dairy cows are out. They put out all the locations of where people can stay every night doing the march. There's a lot of campgrounds. There's a lot of churches. So I don't know if they're gonna let people I don't know if I want to sleep inside the churches. If they let me just put my tent up in the yard, outside somewhere, I'll probably just do that. But get some spots at some campgrounds, that might be cool. Very cheap. Trying to spend as little money as possible. I don't want to spend any nights in any hotels or motels. I want to camp the whole time. So we'll see how that works. There might be people that are offering their homes to a couple of people. Maybe they'll let me just camp in their yard or something like that. That's what I want to do. This is where the turkeys go after they leave the slaughterhouse. This is their warehouse. And then there's more cows up here on the other side. Maybe I can show them in a minute. What's up, PJ? Actually, I just remembered. And the stock market has been like taking off lately. It's really crazy. I didn't expect it to go up so fast.
Koji. Cross Keys Village.
I'm sorry, can you give me the duty number for this run? I had 35 in, but it was telling me Walmart.
Duty number is 30. Wait a minute. Hold on.
My trading app, my investment app, and it made the numbers a lot bigger. Did it take out a loser? That's weird. It shouldn't have done that. Let me check. Check this way. It did. That's weird. Huh. Oh yeah, Axel's live. Let's go over to Axel's stream. He had an asshole over there. Let's go check out his stream. My record on here, I don't know if you can see it. There's 603 trades and 5 losers. We just went over 600 trades. Only 5 losers. 99% win rate. Can't really beat that. Let's go over to Axel's stream. I'll see you guys over there. Thanks for being here today. I'll be back tomorrow.